As the Fujian aircraft carrier sailed through the Taiwan Strait with unhurried composure, while Taiwanese military jets could only hide dozens of kilometers away to snap a few blurry photos, did we realize what profound strategic shift was brewing beneath these calm waters? Even more breathtaking is the possibility that this 80,000-ton behemoth may merely be an appetizer. Does the Japanese media's revelation about a 120,000-ton nuclear-powered supercarrier signal an impending fundamental shift in the balance of power across the Western Pacific? On December 16, 2025, the Fujian, China's first domestically designed and constructed catapult-equipped aircraft carrier, made its maiden voyage through the Taiwan Strait after commissioning. This seemingly routine maneuver carries profound strategic implications. Taiwan's defense authorities responded with heightened vigilance, deploying F-16 fighters equipped with advanced sniper targeting pods to capture low-resolution images of the Fujian's deck. The released footage shows an empty flight deck devoid of aircraft, with only scattered support vehicles visible as the vessel cruised steadily at moderate speed. This empty deck state is by no means an indication of inadequate capability. On the contrary, it represents a highly confident and composed display. The Fujian's hangars must already be loaded, or about to be loaded with J-15T catapult-launched heavy fighters, fifth-generation stealth carrier-based fighters J-35, fixed-wing early warning aircraft KJ-600, and various helicopters. Forming a complete carrier-based aviation system, had a show of force been required, the carrier could have deployed its aircraft in full combat formation across the deck, yet the Chinese Navy chose not to do so. Concurrently, PLA air activities around Taiwan remained routine during the initial phase, only escalating in scale after the Fujian's safe passage. This clearly indicates the voyage was a planned, routine operation under absolute control, neither an emergency response nor a deliberate display of force. The Taiwan Strait's widest point spans merely 300 kilometers, with the entire route under continuous surveillance by mainland coastal radar networks and covered by shore-based anti-ship and air defense firepower. The PLA rocket force's Dongfeng missiles remained perpetually on standby. Faced with such overwhelming superiority, Taiwanese fighter jets have long been conditioned to avoid crossing west of the median line. Consequently, the Fujian carrier requires no grand display of force. Its mere presence constitutes a silent yet formidable deterrent. The core mission of the Fujian's northern deployment is actually a crucial step toward achieving operational capability, receiving its carrier-based aircraft. Integrating an aircraft carrier with its air wing is far more than simply transferring planes onto a ship. It requires completing a series of complex and high-risk integrated tests, conducting catapult launches and arrested landings under various weight configurations while underway, verifying full integration between the aircraft and the carrier's deck management systems, landing guidance systems, hangar stowage procedures, ammunition elevators, and aviation support systems. This process typically involves the carrier actively sailing to waters near carrier aircraft training bases or primary deployment airfields, rather than having the aircraft undertake long-distance transfers. A comprehensive carrier aircraft training base in northern China, equipped with advanced land-based simulated takeoff and landing facilities and extensive support experience, serves as the essential link for the Fujian to establish its initial operational capability. According to widespread assessments by Western military observers and analytical institutions, the Fujian is projected to achieve initial operational capability between late 2026 and early 2027. This implies that over the next year and a half, starting from late 2025, the Fujian and its carrier air wing will enter a phase of high-intensity joint training. This will encompass critical exercises such as full-deck wave launches and recoveries, takeoffs and landings under complex weather conditions, and night operations. Therefore, the current empty deck is only temporary. Soon, its deck will be filled with the silhouettes of various fighter jets, and the roar of engines will herald the true maturation of the Chinese Navy's operational capabilities in its three-carrier era. The Taiwanese defense authorities' heightened tension over an aircraft carrier that has yet to carry a full complement of aircraft precisely reflects their deep-seated anxiety. What they perceive is not merely a warship, but a floating airfield at sea that is rapidly taking shape and possesses formidable operational strike capabilities. Once the Fujian carrier is fully equipped with approximately 70 aircraft of various types and forms a complete carrier strike group alongside Type 055 destroyers, Type 052D destroyers, attack submarines, and comprehensive replenishment ships, its combat power will be phenomenal. Carrying J-35 stealth fighters will give it a generational advantage in air superiority battles. The KJ-600 early warning aircraft, will dramatically expand the fleet's air defense warning perimeter and command control range. While the J-15T heavy fighter can carry substantial precision-guided munitions to deliver devastating strikes against sea and land targets, such a battle group operating in the Taiwan Strait and beyond the first island chain will possess unprecedented sustained firepower projection capabilities and area denial, anti-access effectiveness, becoming a pivotal factor in reshaping the regional strategic landscape. However, the awe inspired by the Fujian may merely be the prelude to China's grand aircraft carrier saga. While global attention focused on the Fujian's northward voyage, Japan's Sankei Shimbun cited purported commercial satellite imagery and analytical reports to reveal the latest developments concerning China's next-generation carrier, commonly referred to as the Type 004. The report indicates that within the shipbuilding area of a major Chinese shipyard, massive bulkheads specifically designed for nuclear reactors have appeared. Their dimensions are calculated to be nearly 1 meter wider than the reactor compartment of the latest U.S. Ford-class carrier. This 1 meter difference, like a crucial piece of a puzzle, strongly supports long-standing external speculation that the Type 004 will be a larger tonnage, nuclear-powered supercarrier. Most analysts believe the Type 004 carrier's full load displacement will likely exceed 100,000 tons, potentially reaching 120,000 tons, approaching or even surpassing the Nimitz-class and Ford-class carriers. The introduction of a nuclear propulsion system brings revolutionary advantages: virtually unlimited range without frequent refueling, providing near-endless power for high-energy systems like carrier-based aircraft operations, electromagnetic catapults, and laser weapons. This significantly enhances the carrier's global presence, sustained combat capability, and rapid response capacity. Based on a 120,000-ton displacement estimate, the Type 004 carrier could carry over 90 aircraft, potentially approaching 100 in wartime enhanced configurations. Imagine a mobile maritime base capable of deploying nearly 100 fourth and fifth generation fighters alongside various support aircraft, patrolling the vast waters of the Western Pacific. It would transcend being merely a warship, becoming the core of a formidable strategic projection and strike cluster. The combined combat capability of its carrier air wing could surpass the entire air force strength of many medium-sized nations. Such a force projection platform fundamentally challenges the first and second island chain strategies meticulously cultivated by the United States over decades. The essence of island chains relies on geographic nodes for blockade and deterrence. However, when one side possesses a powerful nuclear-powered carrier strike group capable of sustained, free maneuvering, both inside and outside the chains, these static barriers become easily bypassed, penetrated, or even dismantled. Carrier strike groups can project power into critical waterways, control strategic choke points, or directly impose high-pressure scenarios on chain nodes, rendering the so-called island chains nominal in name only. This is precisely the underlying reason for Japan's deep unease regarding news of the Type 004 aircraft carrier. As the most crucial northern pivot in America's island chain system, Japan's security has long been heavily reliant on U.S. military presence and security commitments. However, with the explosive growth of China's naval power, particularly its aircraft carrier capabilities, U.S. carriers face mounting pressure in the Western Pacific. The flexibility of their deployments and the costs and risks of intervening in hotspots like the Taiwan Strait have surged dramatically. Once China possesses 2 or more large carriers and establishes routine rotational deployments in the Western Pacific, the U.S. Navy will find it significantly harder to maintain absolute superiority. The Fujian aircraft carrier's calm passage through the Taiwan Strait is merely a routine footnote in a new era. It is now making its final sprint to emerge in the near future as a fully operational force capable of deterring adversaries. Meanwhile, the larger, faintly visible hull sections of another vessel in the shipyard portend an even more magnificent future.